And what in heaven's name brought you to Casablanca?
My health. I came to Casablanca for the waters.
The waters? What waters? We're in the desert.
I was misinformed.
He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
It's the Al Travis Show. We love having this guy on. He's Representative Max Rymer. Representative, how you doing, sir?
Good morning, Al. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We have so much to talk about, but I have to stop down on this because I need someone on my side, and I'm feeling weird here. So our last guest, we were chatting about gifts and the holidays and how to keep basically wasteful paper and all, try to save the planet. And I brought up the gift card, giving the gift card, because she was all about experiences, give a escape room or a thing. And I brought this up to my wife, and she sided with Stephanie Miller, and I just can't be wrong here. Matt, do you golf or smoke cigars? What is your thing? What's your jam?
I'll smoke a cigar. I mean, but I go to a lot of game shops, that kind of thing. I got my interests.
Okay, but so let's just say Al's got to get Max a gift. You're my brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law, Max. Oh, he likes a good cigar. I'll go and I'll just pick out a cigar and I give this to you. It's not your brand. It's not your type. It's not like the leaf you like. It's just not. But you're going to say, thanks, Al, and you'll suffer through it. Mm-hmm. But if I gave you a gift card and I said, here's $50 a gift card, buy the cigars you'd like. I'd like you to get what you'd like. Is that any less giving? Why are these ladies looking down at me like I'm cheapening out or I'm not? Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I think you and I are in agreement on that. Give me the cash, man. Give me the money. Like, I'll figure it out. There's not this sentimentality, I think, attached to gift giving. Like, I would much rather have something practical that I can use on my own terms. Just saying.
I don't know how many years in a row I tell my kids, get me golf balls. I like these and the kind of golf ball I play. And I'm not a snot about it. They're actually medium range golf balls. And they just go get one with the same name on the top. They're not the super soft, whatever. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. I told you what I wanted. You pretend and then you slug through them. That's a whole lot less more. Give me the gift card for whatever you're going to spend and I'll put it towards what I want.
No, you and I are on the same page. No, 100%.
Giddy up. All right.
You got an ally in me on this one, Al.
Thank you very much, because I just don't know where I'm wrong. People, if I'm wrong, let me know. Al@altravisshow.com. Thank you for coming in today. Just quick last night stuff. Did you catch Trump's speech? All that, all that he did. You knew what was coming, but I was struck, and I liked it. The 1776, the amount of money they're going to give to all the service people as I don't know what he said, a warrior reward or something like that for the 250th anniversary. It made me feel good. I don't know where the money's coming from. Maybe I can build a battleship. I have no idea, but I like that. Your thoughts on that? That's all that stuck out to me. Did anything else stick out for you? Maybe I should ask the question better.
I did catch the high points of it. I didn't watch the whole speech, but obviously you see snippets on X and different social media platforms. I'll tell you, Al, what I thought was going to happen and what did actually happen, I was very happy about, because I thought yesterday night we were going to announce that we were going to war in Venezuela. That's what I honestly thought.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the fact that didn't happen, that's a good thing. Trump could have just gone up and sang Christmas carols, and that would have been a better outcome, in my opinion, than going to war with Venezuela.
Wow. Okay. I guess I was kind of just thinking it's just, he's getting beat up on the economy. I thought it was going to be all economy, that it's not as bad as you think. And it's hard to tell somebody it's not as bad as they think, because that's what they think, right? I mean, you don't know how good you got it so far. So anyway, okay, that's a good one. Your thought, I hadn't thought of that. That would have had me worried. Let's talk a couple other things, just quick national news. You seen the Brown University shooter deal, which was 4 or 5 days ago now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell me, sir, how a school with $7 billion in its endowment fund charge $120,000 per student per year, and they're saying, oh, we don't have cameras on the backside of the old building. What? Are you kidding?
Why does this keep happening in scenarios like this? It went from the Charlie Kirk assassination to the Donald Trump potential assassination to situations like this. It's like, Al, you and I can think about it. If we wanted to commit a crime, we think that there's enough cameras and enough eyes in the sky could never be able to get away with it. And I am just fascinated that time after time we are seeing security failures like this with an institution like that.
I would really have thought after it happened, it was going to be hours and they're going to have a zoomed in picture of him walking in the front door or going down the hallway and taking a left. And instead, they've got 2 block away ring cameras saying, do you recognize the guy's gait, the way he walks? And I'm like, wow, I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned. So will that create, do you think, now that it's happened at Brown, a big institution, that these other schools are going to jump on this and take a real look? This seems crazy this far into 2025. They didn't think they needed better security.
You know, I think academia being one institution, but government at large, Al, in this era of like investigation, every moment that you are not transparent about what you're doing, it creates a vacuum for the internet, right? So now you're seeing with the Brown University situation, Brown University won't release or can't release the name of this person or hasn't identified this person, and yet they're deleting content of one student off of everything. So when you don't come out and be transparent in this age of the internet and automatically dispute stuff, like a lot of misinformation was flying after Charlie Kirk. When you don't come out and like reoperate as a more transparent agency or investigative unit, it creates this vacuum of potential misinformation. But like, that's what we're left with. We have internet sleuths who don't have much to do during the day, apparently, who...
Well, it's obviously somebody came out and said that they heard he yelled something and that we can't understand what it is because it's still under investigation. Well, I don't know. I don't know how this works. Mass shooting, 60, 80 people in a room. The gunman leaves. You got to secure the building first. I get it. But isn't the second thing is no one leaves the room until you talk to a cop and we get your, freshest view of what happened. And if 10 people heard the exact same thing, we're pretty sure this, it just seems like they're hiding something and I don't know why and I don't like it. Anyway, not the story today.
Coming on the heels of that attack in Australia, the anti-Jewish attack on Hanukkah, like you're left to make assumptions about what this shooter's motives were.
Well, the next question I have for you is about assumptions as well, and I would love to get your assumption on this. We had the Ascension shooting 4 months ago. I don't know off the top of my head, but 3-4 months ago. And day before yesterday, Walz comes out, and he is doing an executive order to make the red flag laws more meaningful, how to store your guns harder, make it, more rules for that, the executive order. And then he blamed literally the Speaker of the House, Namath, for why we do not have these controls now and just pass it, please. You're in the House. If Representative Namath said, there's a point. She can't do, what can she do since the end of May when it got done? What could she do?
She can do nothing. There is one person in the state of Minnesota who can call a special session. And if he wants to have a conversation about gun control, if he wants to have a conversation about mental health support, school security, which we just talked about, there is one man in our entire state who can call a special session who has decided not to yet. And that
so the motivation for that, why then did this come out 2 days ago? Why did he come out yesterday and say, hey, this is the problem and she's the issue on an issue that he couldn't get taken care of right after it happened, right? He could have called a special session right after. Absolutely. Why everybody's up in arms about this. Sorry for the pun. It wasn't meant to. And then now he comes out. Why yesterday? Why was yesterday the day? Fraud. He's kidding.
Tim Walz has a gigantic problem on his hands. And I've had a couple of governor candidates kind of reach out to me for advice and figure out, hey, like, what do you think about this? And I've told him, Al, I'm not sure Tim Walz is going to be your opponent in 2026. I think it is stacking that high. And I know polling just came out from KSTP that still had Tim Walz's approval at 48, his disapproval at 48. We have become a national punching bag. And I don't think Minnesotans like to get embarrassed like this. Huh? Tim Walz is going to throw every issue against the wall that he possibly can to distract from the number one issue of the rampant abuse and fraud and new fraud stories that come out every week. I'll just say, Al, it's very cynical. And don't be surprised if Walz throws out abortion policy or something like that, after the new year. Like that's what he's trying to do with issues like this. If you're not willing to, when the rubber meets the road, if you're not willing to call a special session because you're scared that you're going to lose 2 of your own members to this vote, to a gun control vote, meaning that his party doesn't have the votes to do this, you are going to throw every issue you can against the wall to cover up what is issue number 1.
So, and if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong, if he said, let's have this special session, I want you to talk about gun control. Great. You guys get in there. He can't get the 2 votes. But would you not be allowed to use the House and the Senate to look at other things? Let's look at fraud and say, oh, look what's going on, what's going to happen in the paid family leave. We can see about a half a dozen problems where this goes sideways. We're going to put some rails up right now. And you could do that, correct? And that's probably what he's more scared of.
And my understanding is conversations that have revolved around a special session, it's Walz wants a specific type or look of gun to be banned, right?
Yes.
Republicans, Lisa Damoth and company in the House, myself included, we want to have a special session. If there is one to begin with, we want to have a special session about hardening our schools, mental health support, and making sure that schools have local flexibility to fund security for themselves. Let's have a conversation. Let's throw that apparatus of things in a bin and have a conversation about what works best. And Tim Walz is not willing to do that.
Well, this is, okay, ripping on a little bit. So he comes out, he wants this, he's yelling at you guys to do this. But would you not, if you were the governor, think about that, by the way, Mr. Rymer. If you were the governor,
thank you.
would you not come out and here's the bill I want passed, which describes what this assault weapon is, just tells you exactly what you want. He doesn't even have that. He can't even describe what it is. He's just saying, go get it passed. We'll get what passed?
We don't have a bill. We don't have proposed legislation. We have words from the governor, and sometimes his words are really confusing. They're jumbled and they don't make a lot of sense as he's saying them. And that's what we have to work with right now. Yeah. He's not serious about this though, Al. He's not. Okay. He's not.
Would you be, and this is what's going to happen if you guys go special session, if there is one, how mad would you be? Because every day I would call for you guys to start fixing some of this fraud stuff now and not wait. I would be calling for it day in and day out. This whole family leave thing is just waiting to be ripped off from top to bottom. And I would want you guys, as long as you're there, let's not, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's to put a pause on the stupid thing until you guys getting in February, and can work on it, I'd be calling for it. Would you be mad at me if I did that? Because I would do it.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, get the special session. I'll be yelling.
There's some great proposals on the table that could have helped this last session. We had an inspector general proposal that House Democrats all voted against. Elliot Engen, who's running for state auditor, he has kind of a legislative proposal to expand that office to actually tackle fraud. There's a lot of great ideas on the table, and Democrats just haven't been willing or have the political appetite to handle it.
Oh, I can't go. Well, we got to go to break because we're running out of time. We're going to go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about it. He hired Superman to be in charge. The guy he's an FBI guy, a judge, a jury. He's Superman. I'd like to ask you if you know what he can actually do. We'll talk about that after this. It's Max Rymer on the Al Travis Show.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
We've got him, Representative Max Rymer, on the program. I could not let him go, letting you believe before the break that maybe Governor Walz wasn't doing all he can. If I'm not mistaken, Max, he hired a company to take a look at all this fraud, gave him $2.2 million. I don't know where that comes from. I got to presume it's in my wallet somehow. $2.2 million to look into this. Now we find out a couple weeks later, okay, not everything. It can't look at about 80% of the money because that comes from health insurance companies. So the other 20, that's what he's going to look at. Okay. That didn't seem to go over as well as he'd hoped. So now he hired Superman. This Tim O'Malley, I swear he's got a big S on his chest when he opens it. Somebody asks, he does. He's a judge, a former superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and a former FBI agent. This is the guy you want running the esteemed position of Director of Program Integrity. I don't recall who he's replacing in that position, but this is a big position. This is huge.
Yeah.
So I believe the paper, if I'm quoting, said, this is the governor getting in front of fraud, my friend. So we are not letting you diminish what this man has done. Your thoughts on Superman, Mr. O'Malley, running this department?
You know, I thought with Minnesota's track record on fraud, I think we've hired Mr. O'Malley because we couldn't find the resurrected corpse of Bernie Madoff. That's what that was the first candidate, Al.
Dude, what does this do? The Director of Program Integrity, there's no position there. I mean, what can he do? Go around and bake cookies, say Merry Christmas to people? What can he do?
Yeah, my understanding is he can take a look at government agencies. I don't know what that means. I don't know why the state auditor shouldn't have a role like that, why that shouldn't be an elected official, but they're partnering with Waypoint, which was still the company that Walz was initially going with to, quote unquote, find and prosecute fraud. Al, I don't know. This again feels like a political stunt to me.
Does it really? Because here's what. So we won't send SNAP. We won't send the federal government our SNAP stuff. We won't send them who's getting the money that the federal government. We will not. We will not send them our voter rolls because that's none of their business. But Tim O'Malley, the Superman, can walk in and just start looking at anything. What can he not? Can he look at the SNAP records? Please go do that. Release them.
Right. Yeah. Like let's do it. Why not have the federal government help us in this? Right. The federal government with all of its vast resources. Why not have them come in and help? Because they care more about sticking it to Trump than they do about actually tackling fraud in Minnesota. That's just the plain truth.
It seems like both sides of your face. We're not letting Orange Man have this information. He could do horrible things with it. But trust us, Tim O'Malley would be great. What?
Yeah. Well, what is?
I didn't vote for Tim O'Malley.
This is a magical position that you invented, man. And to your point, Al, I don't know where the money's coming from. We don't have any money. I don't know.
Well, so I just don't know how much, and I call it a slush fund. I know that's really wrong in this, what we're talking about. But he just went out and hired this guy. He's going to get a check. He got the $2.2 million. Is there just so much money over there that he can just, I have no clue.
Where is it? This is a great example. Like, we have water treatment facilities all over the state of Minnesota failing right now. Greater Minnesota water is like in peril, right? Yep. And like, we can't find money for this critical infrastructure, but we can find money for a magical position to hire this guy who seems to have a great resume.
Yep.
Weird.
It's funny how that works. All right, I am completely out of time. I love having you on, Representative. I seriously do. You're willing to go along for the ride. I appreciate it. Just so folks know, he has no idea what we're going to talk about. Obviously, whatever's in the news.
Gift cards.
And you play along.
Gift cards.
You knew you weren't talking gift cards today, but there you were, putting your neck on the line for people out there going, he's a gift card guy. Appreciate it. Representative Max Rymer on the Al
Merry
Travis
Christmas,
Show.
Al.
Thank you.